Of today's video is that there's absolutely no shame at all in being fully committed to success in your life, whatever that looks like for you, and personal growth. My question is, can you really afford to not be 100% committed? Imagine that your life is like a video game, Street Fighter. You're Ryu and you're facing Blanka. That's your opponent. Can you afford to turn up sloppy? Can you afford to give it 80% rather than 100%? Can you afford to not be on the ball? Probably not. Probably if you're not sharp and on the ball, you probably get battered. I remember when I used to do exams in university, college, high school, and people would pretend that they didn't revise and work hard for the exams. There'd be these fake conversations where people would say that I didn't know any of those things. I didn't revise hard at all, because people thought it was cool to say that I didn't work hard and I still achieved this. And people can feel embarrassed to say that, yeah, I worked super hard because I wanted to get a top grade. Something which my mentor would say to me repeatedly is, Phil, you have to fail your way to success. You have to start ready to get ready. You can't afford to not be 100% committed right now. And when you just go all chips in your life, rather than one toe in, one toe out, you're super committed. It's like if you're driving a car, you've pressed down on the accelerator, and there's no brake at all. All your energy moving forwards, nothing slowing you down. When you're fully committed, you're at your most powerful and you can make the most progress. Lots of studies have shown that one of the biggest factors which contributes to client success when being coached or going through psychotherapy is client motivation. And helping someone to commit fully to their purpose in life, to take their happiness seriously, their health, their career, and actually get some results. This is one of the best things that you can do for somebody else. And it's nice to know that you're fully out there going for it. It just feels good. I've got this theory. Don't know if it's 100% true or not, but it feels like it is to me. So, as humans, we spend most of our time as hunter gatherers. And it's relatively recent. We've been living in this modern society as we know it. So, millions and millions and millions of years as hunter gatherers. And my theory is that if we act in a way now that would have equaled success back in those times, there's internal reward systems for this kind of behavior. Someone who is really confident and really determined to get food, they go out every single day, rain or shine, they check the fish, they go on a hunt, and they just keep on going. They don't take no for an answer from life. They're all chips in, 100% committed. That person is going to get food. That person is going to succeed. And when you act in the same way in your life right now, just good emotions get released and you feel great. It's possible to earn good feelings and confidence. And I'm not saying that you're never going to go through a phase where you feel sad, depressed, hurt. You're still a human. If you go through a breakup, you're still going to be sad. If you lose a relative, you're going to have to go through grievance process. And emotions do change, but it is possible to live in a paradigm where you're happy a lot of the time, you're feeling motivated, feeling good, and you're excited about life. And usually fear is at its worst before you've fully committed. When you're deciding whether to commit or not, that's when fear is at its strongest. The anticipation of facing some kind of monster. But when you're actually in the moment and you're committed, you're just doing. And exposure therapy does work for transforming people when done in the right way. And most people intuitively know that if they beat that battle of them versus themselves, them versus that inner voice of imposter syndrome, the fear that wants to keep you stuck and in the comfort zone, if they beat that battle every single day for 6 months to 2 years, their life would look very different. So you already know how to succeed in life. You already know that you have to be yourself. You have to work hard. You have to figure out what your natural strengths are and pursue a career that's right for you. You have to be a warrior in your life, willing to fight the fights that you have to fight. You need to be willing to give yourself that freedom to fail, freedom to make mistakes, and learn from that experience. How can you grow without feedback from life? It's in failures that you receive feedback. And how you respond to those failures is transformation and moving forwards. People already know how to grab their life by the horns and lead themselves to a better future. It's just doing it. It's not about the gimmicks, the hacks, the 3-step formula, this system, that system. It isn't about those things. It's about having the courage to do what you know is going to work for you deep down in your heart. The courage to not listen to the lies that the voice of fear makes up. The stories of failure, the stories of doom and gloom, the stories of how you're not good enough and things won't work out. Don't listen to that voice. It's biased. Very, very, very biased. It's there to keep you safe, but it's very irrational. Something which I did at my running event yesterday. So I do this event where I take people out for a run around Birmingham city centre and we go for a coffee afterwards. I got people to call out their voice of fear, the worst case scenario, the extreme worst case scenario. Either their fears about coming to the event itself or fears in life in general. And after calling out the extreme negative, fearful voice, people took turns calling out the opposite, equally extreme and irrational, positive voice. And after this, people called out the realistic, optimistic voice. And when you live in this way where You're not listening to the lies of the voice of fear. You're not being unrealistic. You're living in reality, but you're optimistic at the same time. You're taking action and you're committed. You realize that you don't need to be afraid of honesty. You don't need to be afraid of the truth, because the ultimate truth is that within reason, you can achieve what you set your mind to, providing that you're willing to work hard, face your fears, and be consistent, and that you're on the right path for you. And it is as simple as that. Simple doesn't mean easy. It can be emotionally difficult. It can require a lot of fighting spirit. But it's not intellectually complicated. You don't have to solve this crazy puzzle. You don't need to over investigate and try to understand every little bit of your childhood, and why you are the way you are. It's nice to know some basics of psychology, understand your upbringing, how you're wired. But also, there's a point where it becomes silly. People over investigate, over analyze, and sometimes they're doing this as a vice to stop moving forwards. And something which I've always thought, I didn't understand this when I was younger, but I do now. So I wanted to get more confident as a person, going back some years. And I was thinking that these therapists, they're not that confident. There's other people out there that I know who are much more confident than the therapists. And this is partly why I went down the coaching route. I didn't want my own potential to be capped by someone that has subscribed to the limiting beliefs of society. I wanted to be receive teaching from someone who is actually very, very confident and someone that I relate to. So I decided to pay for coaching rather than therapy, going back some years ago. And what I realized is that therapy is amazing for very specific situations. Amazing. There's bereavement counseling out there, which is great for the right people. So for specific situations, it's fantastic. Dealing with specific traumas, etc. But in general, it's helping people understand and cope. This is good. This is nice. It's taking people from a negative to a zero, a negative experience of life to a neutral experience. But I wanted to do something more. I want to get people not just coping but thriving. And this is my mission, and this is, honestly, how would I describe my life? Of course, there's challenges. Of course, it isn't perfect. There's still things I'm working on, still growing. But overall, I would say that I am thriving. So it is possible to be in a paradigm where you're happy in general. You feel excited about each and every day. You know that you're on the right path for you. You're not held back by fear and anxiety to any great extent. You're well balanced. You're feeling confident. A state of joy a lot of the time, but not all the time. I know that it is possible to live in this place, and I would call this thriving. Being on top of your own world. And of course, there's still room for plenty of growth. You can't rush these things, it takes time and hard work. And the great thing about me right now is that I'm on that path. As well as coaching people, I'm on my path. They're overcoming their fears and challenges, my clients, and I'm overcoming mine at the same time, which is a fantastic combination. Hope that you got value and encouragement from this video. The message is to be more determined and committed to success and personal growth in your life. If you're interested in receiving one-to-one coaching sessions, drop me an email and we can get on a pay-as-you-go call for £100. Until next time, hope you have an amazing rest of your Monday. I'm going to get my gym session done, then coach someone in town, and keep on working hard, keep on making progress.